It is a sport that, if given enough time, maybe like 10 years, will probably be more popular than soccer. It's called sperm racing.
Introducing Sperm Racing, the world's first microscopic racetrack.
This is the trailer they posted on their Instagram announcing it. It reminds me of that old anti-piracy commercial, you wouldn't download a car. The first event comes in like a week. It's got $1.5 million invested in this. It's going to be hosted at the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles, which is a huge stage. This is basically like the Coachella for nut. As the name would imply, you are watching sperm race on a microscopic track as it tries to get to the finish line first. Now, the sperm, of course, doesn't know that it's in an athletic competition. It thinks it's going to fertilize an egg. Those fucking fools there. But you as a spectator know, and you will be able to watch it and follow along on like a mini-map, I guess. And you'll be able to follow the action, and you can even place bets. Honestly, it's eerily similar to that super stinker mega shitter movie I just watched like a month ago and made a video on called Rollerball from 2002, where they created a brand new sport whose whole focus was on betting, getting people hooked on like sports betting and making tons of money through that. I kind of get similar vibes with sperm racing here, even though they try and preach it as like a raising awareness about male infertility. It doesn't really seem to be the primary focus of this event. They openly acknowledge that they know it's goofy and silly, it's self-aware, but it's supposed to have a positive message about raising awareness on declining male fertility rates. But when you put betting in there, real money involved, no one's going to give a fuck about what the message is as long as they can make some money off the meme.
Will there be any gambling?
We've been offered a lot of money from sponsors that are from casinos or a bunch of adult things, right? And they offered a lot more money, but we just haven't taken it. Most of our main sponsor is Nucleus, which is a DNA testing company, right? So we kind of want to veer away from the degeneracy and actually turn this into a health thing. So most of our sponsors are actually health, and especially with betting, right? We're not partnering with a massive casino. We're partnering with a prediction market. We're going to give biomarkers and stuff like that.
They did an interview with TMZ, which they did highlight multiple times about how the focus is on, trying to make this more of a health-focused event. But when the question of gambling got up, he said they didn't take any sponsorships from any big casinos or anything like that. Instead, they've partnered with something else in regards to betting. So there is still betting. It's just not, stake-sponsored sperm race or anything like that. I don't know why he didn't just say, like, yeah, there's gambling, but we're not partnered with a big casino. Instead, he started by making it seem like, no, there won't be gambling, but at the end he does mention they have partnered with someone for betting. And in multiple sources now, I've read that it's going to be gambling through something called Polymarket, and long-term they want to have their own crypto-based betting platform where people can bet on a lot of different variables aside from just who wins the race. So it really of different variables aside from just who wins the race. So it really seems to me like gambling does seem to be a pretty big part of the sperm racing identity, at least in terms of like goals. Anyway though, let's turn our attention to the Sperm Racing Manifesto. So the team behind this is a startup called Sperm Racing, and the first part of their manifesto is dedicated to outlining the purpose behind this event, which is to bring more attention to male fertility rates that are declining because it's not being talked about enough. Now, interestingly enough, I recently tested my sperm for the first time ever. I actually got to see how the sausage was made in my sack. I posted a video about it, how fertile am I? Answer, very fertile. Super fertile, actually. Really good stats. I would definitely be topping leaderboards right now, probably top 500 global. And I got to actually see my little swimmers for the first time ever. I like a proud father, I got to take a look at them. And it was very cool. I'd probably do a great job if I was to be an athlete in the sperm racing circuit, which I thought was very cool because I thought there was a chance I'd just be sterile. Like, aliens I've been talking about for so long, maybe they got fed up with me talking so much shit, they came in the middle of the night, sucked the piss out of my balls, and ruined any chance I'd ever have of, having kids. But luckily that wasn't the case. Charlie 1, Alien 0. Overall, though, I do feel like the purpose they describe here about talking about male fertility rates declining is a very solid thing to be trying to bring awareness to, because I do think it's an important piece of health people should be more aware of. I'm just not fully convinced that's the main motivator behind sperm racing when you're using real money here with betting. Now let's look at how the actual sport functions here, because initially I thought this would be you'd have two ranked jerkmate competitors come out and they'd have to, ejaculate into a petri dish, and then they'd somehow measure the speed that it takes for them to like fertilize an egg or something. And that would lead to a lot of variables outside of the sperm itself, because then it'd be about who's the optimal meat beater and the strokes per minute. There'd be a lot of min-maxing, and it really wouldn't be about the sperm anymore. That is not the case. So instead, what they've done is build a microscopic